What's up, you lovely people? So, I got a question for you. In your current situation in life, how many of you feel like you are running around like a chicken with your head cut off? Think about it. Do you feel like you have some sort of direction in your life, or do you feel like you are just kind of rolling with the punches, taking what's coming for you, and just figuring out from there? I think 99% of people, if we're being real, and even me at times, I find myself kind of just doing whatever gets thrown at me. Rolling with the punches, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to figure it out as it happens. Which there's a part of that which is amazing, and you should be doing something like that. In some aspects of your life, you do so much overthinking to the point where you get to the actual situation and you thought of every different scenario to prepare yourself for it. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about with your goals, your dreams, and your purpose. Do you have a direction? Do you have a game plan that you are consistently pursuing to get you to that point you're wanting to be? Here's the thing. Every successful person has done some sort of planning. No one gets lucky and becomes successful. Okay, that's not true. A lot of people do, but 99% of people, the vast majority, like all of us, we don't just get lucky and become extremely famous, rich, whatever you want to be. It takes a lot of meticulous planning, and it takes you receiving data from the things you are doing, taking that data in, and changing your outputs based on that input you are receiving. But if you don't have a plan, you are going to make mistakes. You are going to fail in some way or another. And you are not going to know what to do with that information that's coming back to you, that feedback that you are getting from those failures. People always talk about how failure is so great and how you should be wanting to fail. I talk about it all the time. But if you don't know what to do with those lessons learned from failure, then it is a complete waste of time. So, here's what I mean by this. In order to have these failures have some sort of positive output on the efforts you are making, you need to know a game plan and where you are trying to get to. The best way to do this is, and my favorite thing I like to do, is I like to map out my entire game plan. So this can be broken down onto a macro scale, which is the lifetime of your business or endeavor that you are wanting to achieve. It can be broken down into a decade scale, a year scale, month scale, week scale, day scale. For a daily basis, do you have a to-do list that you are wanting to achieve? Do you have a clear game plan of what you have to get done that day? At a month or at a week scale, every single week, do you sit down and plan the things that you have to achieve that week based on what you're trying to achieve in the month? At the month scale, do you do that same thing and have a list of things you're needing to do for the year? For your year, do you have a set out structure of the things you are trying to achieve? Let's take an example here because this can get very broad and it could get confusing. Let's say you are starting a business. At your year scale, this could be done at the start of the year. It could be done when you start a business, whenever really. What you should do is sit down and think about the systems that you have in your business. So this could be YouTube, social media, cold calling, door knocking, whatever it may be, how you're going to get your clients and where those different avenues are going to come from. You're going to talk about some of the websites or things you are going to funnel those people into. Then you need to talk about your goal. Where do you want to get to? This much money is what I want to get to. Then reverse engineer from there. How many clients are needed to achieve that goal? How many of your certain outreach method do you have to do in order to get one client? This way you have a clear set out structure that's going to take all emotion out of the process that you can look back on one of those days where you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of a little stressed out. I'm not feeling too great about this business thing. I'm worn down. I've had a few failures. People are mad at me for this, blah, blah, blah. You can sit down and look at the structure that you've created a year ago when your emotions weren't in it, and it can get you right back on track to where you need to be. You can do the same thing for the 10-year scale. Where do you want your business in 10 years? What are some of the things that you are going to have to put in place in order to get your business to that point? What employees are you going to have? What are some of the year-by-year things you're going to need to focus on in order to scale to that point? What should your North Star actions be? Your guiding factors be to get you there. Once you can break down every little thing like this for whatever you're trying to achieve, whether it's weightlifting, whether it's jujitsu, whether it really doesn't matter. This will take the emotion out of where you're trying to get, so that when you wake up that one day and you are just feeling like absolute trash, you just do not know what to do. You can go back and look at all of this planning you've done by the 10-year, 1 year, month, week, day basis. Open up your list and see exactly what you have to get done that day, giving you a sense of direction to help you reach that end goal. Don't rely strictly on your brain to get you there. Use these outside sources that we have an advantage of over people trying to do this hundreds of years ago. Use some of these to give you that North Star, that direction to go in, and remove that emotion, remove that need for discipline, just make it a habit. So, that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, subscribe for more videos like this coming very soon. And let me know if you want to be on my course waiting list that I've talked about. If you want more information on that, check out some of my other videos. I'll see you next time. Peace.